Hello, I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and I'm joined by the big, bad booty daddy, the man with the largest arms in the entire world, Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner himself. Sir, thank you so much for talking to us.
Yeah, welcome to my Spaces locker room. Cameraman, don't pan over there. There's all my chicks over there.
Honestly, all the freaks.
That's right. Stay in this corner here, and then we'll be all right. If you
So
pan out that way, I'm going to beat his ass, then yours. All right?
I'm already dead. So you're here with Inside the Rope on the first of like 4 dates. You're touring, doing a Q&A tour. Looking forward to meeting UK fans?
Oh, yeah. I mean, usually when you do these independent shows, there's more of a, fans are more down to earth and they're really the hardcore fans. So, yeah, it's great to come out and meet at these smaller venues. So,
do you find that the UK fans a bit more hardcore than the fans stateside?
It's a mixture of both. You get a variety every town you go to, I mean, it's hard to find more hardcore fans than like maybe Detroit or New York, Boston. So they're on average they're about the same.
And of course, you and your brother Rick started in Detroit. And
University of Michigan.
That's right. Yeah, you're an All-American.
Yep.
So you guys still wrestle as close back as October. Now, one of the things that the fans really want to know is, well, first of all, how's Rick doing? And second of all, is there plans for another great Steiner Brothers run?
My brother's doing good. You never know. He spends most of the time doing real estate, and I just opened up a restaurant. So as far as having another run, I mean, the WWE has offered me a Legends deal, but
Sure.
But my lawyer looked at it and it was basically illegal. It wasn't even worth the paper it was written on. So, that's why a lot of guys are leaving, like Rey Mysterio and CM Punk and people like that. It's unfortunate it's a monopoly now, and
Sure.
the product it suffers because of it, because you got 2 dumbasses running it, Stephanie and his basically his husband, Triple H, so
Sure.
so the product suffers.
I mean, of course, we've got WrestleMania around the corner. What do you think of the card?
Well, what do you think of the card?
I think it's held together with sellotape, to be honest.
So you're saying horse?
I'm not a biggest fan of it, no.
So I can't hear. What'd you say? You said it was
I'm saying it's horse.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This is what happens when like, how do you get rid of a guy like CM Punk, guy who, I mean, I never met the guy. I met him once, but I'm not. But Rey Mysterio, I'm a close friend of Ray's, and Ray sold a hell of a lot of merchandise because Mexicans follow Mexicans, and they got rid of him. Like I said, it's a monopoly, and they're the only game in town. And they want to treat people like shit. That's what happens. People leave.
Do you think you'd ever go back?
Depends how big that Brinks truck is when they pull it in my driveway.
Sure. I mean, like, you talk about a monopoly. Of course, you were part of the competition for a huge amount of time. WCW
Right.
is where you did a lot of your great stuff,
Most of
especially
it,
with the
yeah.
Steiners. Of course, you were part of the last big championship run of WCW before WWF bought the company.
Right.
So being given the title, winning the title at Mayhem 2000, how was it like? How do you feel with that? And, like, was the company in trouble? Like, how did it feel? Almost being given the wheel to a sinking ship. Did you think of it like that?
Well, you got to understand, like, there was talk for years that, a good 10 years that Ted was going to, get rid of it. And the only reason wrestling was on CNN or TNN or TBS is because of Ted,
Sure.
And we heard those rumors for, like I said, 10 years, so you never really knew. I mean, Ted was a fan, but, a lot of those corporate guys weren't. So, we always never really knew, and then finally when it came down to it, we just really couldn't believe it. But unfortunately, things happened. AOL came in, Ted lost a lot of his power and his influence. So, and unfortunately, when that happened, that's basically really the day that wrestling changed forever,
Because of course, the guy who wears the big belt in the company, he leads the locker room. What was the locker room like in the last kind of few months of WCW?
Well, nothing really changed. I mean, as wrestlers, we were all the same, So we were all just like, First off, if you weren't pissed off or were saying like, you didn't know the business,
Sure.
So we all knew it was the business was going to change for the worst, and it did. If you look back at the numbers that we drew, Monday Night Wars, it was never the same,
Because you've wrestled now in 4 separate decades. Like, what do you think of the state of modern wrestling?
It's hard to watch. It really is. And, it's not the fault of the wrestlers. They're trying hard. It's like, you got a guy that's coming up, he's trying to get a break. And, these jack-offs at WWE stamp a gimmick on them.
Sure.
And what are you going to do? They have to do it. Otherwise, get fired or go back to NXT for a couple of years. And, so it's just a bunch of shit.